Hey everybody, thanks for being here. This week we're fishing the Gulf of California out of La Paz with Baja Pirates. Plus, we're going to learn how to cook up some of the best tasting fish you've ever had. Brought to you by Corning Ford, Procure, Clackercraft, P-Line, Max Lure, Fishfield, Brad's Fishing, Valley Marine, Foley's Fishing Charters, and Fishing Products. Now, if you want to learn how to catch more fish, stay tuned. I'm Justin Wolf, and this is Angler West Television. La Paz Bay, the backdrop for Steinbeck's The Pearl, is near the tip of the Baja Peninsula, a place where nutrient-rich currents and extremely rocky terrain combine to provide fish with the food and cover needed to thrive. The mountains represent the southern end of the San Andreas Fault, and the evidence of Platonic uplift and volcanic activity are everywhere, and the variety of fish found here is endless, including hammerhead sharks that incidentally take an angler's bait occasionally and should always be released by sport anglers, who are more focused on hooking up with yellowtail, roosterfish, tuna, and many other species of sport fish, including several species of grouper, such as this cabria, one of the local favorites for sport and food. For this trip, we're fishing with Baja Pirates, headquartered at the Marine Waterfront Hotel. And this morning, we're headed out with Captain Pepe, Phil Pirone of Procure, and local marine biologist and dive instructor, Mariana Padilla.
We came out from La Paz and to this point called El Coyote. We are at the end of the La Paz Bay, just at the tip. And we're going to try to find some yellowtail. And after this point, we're going to the south of Espiritu Santo Island, where they have seen some yellowtail too. So let's have some luck and let's see what we can catch.
Yellowtail, they're not here year-round. They get in this area, obviously to feed. There's bait, there'll be yellowtail, but they also come in this area, this time of year to spawn. And the males are just full of, sperm and females, so they get their job done too, but they're also really hard-fighting fish and are really decent eating. They're not my favorite, but they smoke great. I love them. So, good fish, a lot of fun.
This year we have seen that because the Niño is starting, the water is warmer, so actually the fish are coming sooner. And the season for the yellowtail is ending also sooner. So. Well, we'll see what we can find.
At times, there's an area, there's a red hot bite, you just know there's fish right away. Other times, there's spots that one day produces fish and you give it a try and you don't get bit. We had one of our baits just picked apart by triggerfish, little bites at a time, but never felt it. So we're gonna move to another spot. Sooner or later, we'll hit a jackpot. We'll find either some yellowtail or some dorado, but something good will happen.
We're going to the south point of Espiritu Santo Island. Apparently they have seen some fish in there. About this island is that it's protected, it's a marine park, so it's protected by Mexican government. Also is declared as a World Heritage by UNESCO. So yeah, in this area the fishes are bigger and hopefully we can catch some.
Nice. Capitan.
Ooh.
You know what kind of fish that is? Dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a beauty. Beauty. Cabria, which is in the grouper family. How beautiful.
Yummy. Okay, so we're still at the Espiritu Santo Island. And we are at the tip of San Andreas Fault. So this island is formed because two tectonic plates, they're pushing each other. And as you can see, the lines, they're in an angle. So again, one tectonic plate is pushing it. And all of this area is a rocky bottom, so that's why it's a really good fishing in this island. And you can see the magma strats and also the ashes strat that they compressed with the millions and millions ago. Yeah, this is a 2 windows cave. Like on that side, you can see La Partida, one side of the island, and on the other side, you can see Espiritu Santo on that window.
Welcome back to La Paz. I'm Justin Wolf. Day one did not bring us any yellowtail, but other boats did find some fish. So we just need to change our luck. So we'll bring Mariana's two girls, Brianna and Sophie.
Are you ready, girls?
Yes!
They're literally water babies. They love the ocean. They have been out with me snorkeling, swimming with sea lions. Like this area is full of life. And as a marine biologist, I love that my kids love the water as much as I do.
First things first, we need bait. So we'll make a short run to an area known for plankton-rich waters, full of mackerel.
Here it is a lot of plankton. That is because in that area over there we have an upwelling current. This current make all the nutrients come from the bottom to the surface, making the plankton bloom. Also in this season we have a lot of wind, north wind, coming and push all that plankton towards this surface, toward this area of the Mogote, and that's why we're trying to get the mackerels here. Also in this area it's considered a whale shark area. Like I said, restricted area. But yeah, it starts from those casitas over there and ends up all the way through those mountains. And for the same reason, we have a lot of plankton in this area, and whale sharks, they love plankton. No, por aquí las vamos a ver. Esto es de paciencia. Ahí está, ahí está, ahí está. Mira, ahí va. Humpback whale. And if this is the group that we saw before, it is a mom and a calf. So this place is also well known for diving. So behind me we have a boat attached to a buoy. Under that boat there is a shipwreck called La Paz, and they sunk it 20 years ago to make it an artificial reef. So all the fishes in this area, they're increasing their numbers because the government sunk those boats to make those artificial reefs. Yeah. Sí, se fue.
Es que tiene maña esta.
It broke the line. This place is Los Islotes. This is the biggest sea lion colony we have in this area. There are about 600 sea lions. And they love this place because they don't have any predators. They just hang in there on the rocks, and they have all the food that they can eat. The reason they have the fins out of the water like this is that is how they thermoregulate. So they have really thin vessels on their fins. So that is for cooling off or warming up. So this place is called Los Islotes, and this is the nursery for the sea lions. So they have their babies in this area and they teach them how to swim. There is these little ponds that they are made by the rocks. So that's where they do the first swims and with their moms. And probably we can see some babies. This park also, you can do snorkeling. You can see the tour companies over there. It's a really nice area because the sea lions, they're super playful. They're like babies, so they just come and nibble your fins. They try to steal your snorkel. They try to bite your arms, but they don't harm you. They are just like plain little pups. There is an arch over there that you cross it. And underneath there is a lot of snappers. There is a lot of groupers. There is a lot of life in this area.
Get it.
Cascabrias? Give me one.
There we go.
Ya lo traigo aquí. Se me está yendo. Para allá.
No hay problema.
Wow. Ya se ve. Se atoró, se atoró, se atoró.
Welcome back to the Gulf of California, just outside the Bay of La Paz. I'm Justin Wolf. We have Mariana's daughters, Sophie and Brianna, out today, and they're doing a great job keeping themselves entertained while we search for the elusive yellowtail.
Todavía nada, mi amor.
¿Lo tienes acá?
¿Ya? ¿Sí?
Ahora sí. Fácil, fácil.
All right.
Cuidado con el gancho. No te dejes para abajo, dale para arriba.
Ah, se está yendo para abajo.
Despacio, despacio, no pasa nada. Despacio. Mueve la barra para acá pronto. A ver qué es, está bueno el pescador. ¿No era jurel?
No sé.
Bueno, un poquito.
No tienes del cintito.
Sí, pero...
Se me está yendo. ¿Me ayudas?
¿Te ayudo?
Sí. Sorry. It's big.
Oh,
A ver, échamela.
Jurel,
Ahí viene.
jurel parece.
A ver, échamela.
Jurel. Y ya lo te...
Échamela.
good one.
Bien para la cámara.
After a day of fishing, your catch is professionally cleaned, vacuum packed, and frozen by the Baja Pirates crew. So you go home with perfectly vacuum packed fish. But if you're doing your own, here's some advice from Phil Pirone on how to prepare your fish for vacuum packing.
I'm trimming some of the stuff off here that I don't really want, but this is a white bonita, and we did it with the skin on. So if you want to barbecue it, you can put it on a grill like this, a little bit of olive oil and lemon and pepper and stuff, and it comes out really great. Or you can take it off the skin and make the world's best sashimi with this. But what I like to do is I put on a cookie sheet like this, and I freeze my fillets. And when I pull vacuum, I don't pull the moisture up into it. So I give them like anywhere from 4 hours to 1 day in the freezer. And I stack them kind of like lasagna. And I'll show you. I'll trim off these little pieces here, and I'll take the little piece of bone out of it, and I'll saute it up for my dogs. The fish is a really good, healthy thing for them to eat. If you enjoy fish soup, this makes a great soup stock. Just put these in and boil them up, and then basically pull the meat off, separate the bones, and you got a wonderful, wonderful fish stock. Also, if you want to do a tempura sauce, you can use these fish pieces. A lot of times you make a real true tempura sauce. You use bonito flakes, Japanese bonito flakes, and you boil them up, and then you mix your other flavors in it. But this does the same thing. It's a nice little fishy stock. And you can put it in a jar and freeze it and save it. And if you're going to make tempura vegetables, you can use this as your base. I don't like rinsing my fish at all. I think it deteriorates flavor. If it's a little bit bloody, well, we bled all these fish, so they're not bloody at all. So that's a real secret. If you with a guide, make sure he's bleeding his fish, because you can see there's not a lot of blood on this meat. And if you don't bleed it, sometimes there is. I'll build this up like lasagna with layers, and I'll stick it in my freezer for anywhere from 4 hours to overnight. Take it out the next morning, and even if it's not completely frozen, it's frozen enough that there's no water moving in it. And when you vacuum pack it, you get really good tight seals. When you vacuum pack wet fish, a lot of my friends put a paper towel at the top of the bag and whatever, but this seems to me to be a lot simpler way to do it.
Next, we're going to learn a great recipe for cooking up some of that amazing cabiria, but first, here's your Fishfield tackle connection. Now, on a trip like this, or any exotic fishing trip, it's always a good idea to take a little bit of tackle with you, in particular hooks. Fishfield.com's got a huge selection of hooks from all different manufacturers, but in particular, check out the BKK hooks. These are super high quality, and their hooks designed for live bait and chunk bait are really superior. In particular, check out the Lone Sniper and the Ringed Matsu hooks. Now, Baja Pirates does have good tackle and equipment on their boat, so you really don't need to take much with you. But in general, for exotic trips like this, a lot of guys like to take their own reels. Now, when you're selecting a reel, you've got a lot of options, especially at fishfield.com. Check out the AVET reels, however. These are really high quality, and Fishfield's got the complete selection at a great price. Look at the AVET reels, and I guarantee you'll be happy with that. Now, let's go to Phil Pirone's place in La Paz. He liked fishing down there so much, he built his own house, and he's a really good cook. So let's see how Phil Pirone is going to show us how to cook up that cabiria.
We're going to do up some cabiria or grouper. We caught yesterday, and it's really simple. If you're not familiar with it, it's something I don't do every single day. I'll just print off a little recipe, 1 or 2 pages, Google on the internet, no charge, good recipes. By the way, when you print off a recipe, more than happy if you like it. I put notes like pretty good, but needs a little bit more salt, a little bit less salt, a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that. So it's okay to modify a recipe to make it how you or your family likes it. It doesn't have to be exactly like the recipe says. Here are 2 nice fillets that we've taken the bones out of. These are a mid-size grouper, or cabiria snapper, which is in the grouper family. You want to get them nice and dry, pat them off. Then we're going to take some olive oil and some butter, put in the pan, 1 or 2 tablespoons of oil, 2 tablespoons of butter, and let it melt. Anywhere from 3 to 4 garlic cloves, and finally chop them up. That's pretty much ready to go for our sauce. I'm going to put my fillets in for 3 or 4 minutes on either side until they're golden brown. And put them carefully so the oil doesn't splatter you. About 4 minutes. The juice of half a lemon. And if it's not very juicy, then I'll just go out and squeeze the other half. Some lemons are juicier than others, so this one produces quite a bit of juice, which it looks like it will. Perfect. As you can tell, we have some high-level security here with my dog. Salt and pepper it. I like to do it this way because I don't use a lot of salt, so I can control the amount of salt I put on. Or whether with a salt shaker, a lot of times I can't. Now sometimes I'll put fresh parsley in or fresh cilantro, but I don't have any right now. Another thing you could substitute if you want, if you like capers, you can dice up some capers right now and put this into the sauce. It's really good. I might just do that just to add a little bit of something extra to it. Sometimes with the fish it gets a little bit flaky, so I'll kind of, when I flip it, I'll kind of cheat a bit and use a spatula to kind of hold it in place. So. Perfect. So we're going to give that another 4 minutes on this side. Another modification to this is you can add a little bit of heavy cream to make a lemony cream sauce. You can add a little bit of white wine, your favorite white wine, to make a cream white sauce. There's a lot of things you can do. The variations are just off the charts. Whatever turns you on, you want a nice creamy, thick, rich sauce, buttery, lemony. You can put cilantro in it. You can put all sorts of spices in it. So it's a wonderful way to make fish, and it's super healthy and super easy to do. These are capers. Some people love them, some people don't, but they have a lot of flavor. So I'm gonna add those in too. So when this goes off, we're gonna saute the garlic in that same oil until it's browned and we get flavorful. Then we're gonna add lemon juice, and that's pretty much gonna be it. And we're gonna put that over our fish and serve it. Wow. You know, one of the things I love about this area is whether you're a fisherman, you can go catch your own fish, or you go to the market and get fresh fish that comes in every single day. It's not frozen, it's fresh. Want to try that again? A lot of things I love about living down in La Paz, Mexico, but if you like fish, the food's fresh, the veggies are fresh, they come into town every other day, the fish is fresh every day. So whether you go out and catch your own fish or you buy it at the market, it's super fresh. There's wild-caught shrimp here. You know, and some of the big stores have frozen shrimp, but everything else is freshly caught out of Mag Bay or right out of the Sea of Cortez. And it's just, if you enjoy fish and fresh food, this is a wonderful place to live.
Hey, I hope you found today's episode valuable and it helps you catch more fish. And be sure to watch this episode again, plus hundreds of other episodes on the Angler West TV YouTube channel. Plus, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, without our sponsors, there is no show, so please thank them when you can. Now, get out there and do some great fishing.